Hi, my name is Al. I'm the head mechanic here at the Military Veterans Museum, and today we are going to start work on a new video series. We have one of the vehicles in our motor pool, the Guntruck Brutus you see behind me, needs some repairs. Last October, while on the way to the event, the clutch went out and Brutus had to be towed back to the museum. In this series, we're going to be pulling the transmission, replacing the clutch to get her back on the road for parade season this summer. We'll try to show you as much of the process as we can, but won't be able to show you everything along the way. We hope you enjoy watching this tear down and repair. Thanks for watching. Okay, at the moment, we're going to need to gain access to the transmission so we can pull it back. So we're removing these covers so we can get access to the transmission, drive shaft, linkages, and then we can get that out of there. And that'll expose everything we need to get at for the clutch. Center console out. Now we have access to linkages, drive shafts, and we also have access to the upper bellows and bolts. And we have access to the air lines for the reverse shifter. Get rid of that. Okay. Next step. More room. That's going to be disconnected also as well. Now we're going to need to, once we get the drive shaft down, we're going to need to remove this clutch, this shift linkage for the transfer case, because I'll need to pull the transmission back almost all the way back to the transfer case here. In order to do that, I'm going to have to remove this linkage knot here. It's bolted on underneath there, 2 bolts, and it's bolted underneath there, 2 bolts. And the game plan is to remove the clevis pins, take those bolts on that end out and that end, and hopefully take this thing out in one piece. And that'll save us a lot of effort right there. So, wish us luck. Oh yeah, that's loose. That's loose. Oh, it's heavy too. Oh, there's a wire tied to it. I gotta go get a pair of sidecars and make this get it off. And I think we could probably fish that out of there from the top. We're now in the process of taking the short shaft out, drive shaft, between the transfer case and the transmission. Yeah, that's heavy. We're gonna figure out bottom here? We're gonna take a rope on that, let it down. Okay. Hang on, get a rope or a wire or something. We're going to put a chain on it before we drop it out of there. That way we can control it. You want me out of this thing if you want to control? Yeah, don't get underneath it, Larry. Well, I know it's okay. Okay, there's no... Alright, that's a big chunk out of the way. Enough of that. Next step, we got one air line underneath, air supply line is the transmission, we gotta disconnect that. Clutch linkage we gotta disconnect. And then we can start taking the bolts out of the transmission to engine housing, all except for a couple on top. And then we will put a chain on the transmission and a short chain fall to support that, and we'll pull the transmission back and let it down. And that should expose the clutch, where the main problem is at. Alright, down to the point where we need to disconnect the clutch linkage. And that goes through the bell housing.
step is to remove these bolts. We'll leave some in on the top because we overuse a chain fault to handle the transmission from the top rather than a jack from the bottom. We'll have more control that way. And jack, this is going to be in the way too. So, next step, remove those bolts. We have the transmission secured. We have 2 bolts left holding it in place. Remove those top 2 bolts, put a tension on it, walk her back about 6-8 inches, and that should disengage it from the clutch. And at that point, we should be able to let this down, and it'll give us full access to the clutch pressure plate and remove that. There's not a whole lot of weight here. Transmission is relatively heavy, but we're not picking the whole thing off the engine at all, just transmissions. And I need some more tools. Alright, one more bolt, we should be free. Okay.
Open it up, I get right where keep going.
How much of a gap you got on the bottom?
About an inch.
About an inch? About what I got on top too.
Let me go back and get ready.
Clear down a bit. Easy, easy. Keep going. Keep going. All right, come on down.
Gotta come back. Let me get back, Joe.
Okay, Larry. Hold it.
There you go.
Hang on. I gotta come back a little bit again. Good, now down.
Put it on a iron or something to get it out of the way.
Yeah, just hang on right there for a second. There.
Hold on, Mary. It's not destroyed. It's gotta be your fingers now.
Oh, that thrower bearing's gotta be junk.